his past comes back to haunt him. What really happened? Come along with me, guys, as we uncover the full story together. Hey friends, welcome to today's compelling and emotional movie recap. It's not only educational, but also packed with drama and life lessons. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. So, grab your popcorn and don't forget to subscribe for more captivating stories coming your way. The story begins with a young, rich, and handsome man named Odinaka, who is seen preparing for work while chatting on the phone with his girlfriend. He showers her with sweet words as he heads to his car. While driving and still talking to her, tragedy strikes. He suffers a terrible car accident. Moments later, Odinaka is back from the hospital, badly injured. His best friend Ugo and his younger sister Chioma are by his side. Chioma helps him gently massage his wounds. While they're attending to him, his phone rings. It's his pastor, who says he has a revelation for Odinaka. Odinaka already feels something is off, and just then, Ugo confesses the truth about something he's been hiding. The pastor warns that this is just the beginning of what Odinaka will face. Both friends are shocked. A few minutes later, the pastor arrives in person to deliver God's message. Odinaka has wronged someone deeply, and that person has vowed never to forgive him. The pastor warns that unless he makes amends, things will spiral out of control. Everyone is stunned and speechless. The next morning, Odinaka removes the bandage from his head and heads to the living room. Chioma asks if she should serve him breakfast, and he agrees. Just then, there's a knock at the door. It's Ugo. Chioma offers him breakfast too, and he gladly accepts. Ugo joins Odinaka, and while they're chatting, he notices a piece of paper. Curious, he asks to see it. Odinaka resists at first, but hands it over. Ugo is shocked. It's a list of all the women Odinaka has been involved with. Later that day, Odinaka calls one of the women, hoping to apologize, but she hurls insults at him. Angry, he snaps back and they argue. His friend Ugo urges him to calm down, but Odinaka is too furious. He concludes she must be the one behind his suffering and storms upstairs. One night, Odinaka and Ugo go to visit another woman to beg for forgiveness. When they arrive, she walks in with another man. Odinaka panics, assumes it's her bodyguard, and runs away. Later, they return home disappointed. That night, Odinaka chats with his pastor, assuring him that he's willing to do what he was asked. The next morning, Ugo visits again, ready for their next outing, but Odinaka tells him not to worry. The lady agreed to come over instead. Ugo is skeptical, but agrees and heads to the kitchen to cook. A few hours later, the lady Ezin arrives. Odinaka is impressed by how stunning she looks. They talk, and Odinaka apologizes for the hurt he caused her. Surprisingly, Ezin says she already forgave him long ago. They talk like old friends, and it seems like Odinaka is developing feelings for her again. The next day, Odinaka visits another lady to apologize, but she's too hurt and angry. She lashes out and chases him away. Later at home, Ugo joins him for a drink and mentions he ran into Chidera, another woman from Odinaka's past. He suggests Odinaka reach out to her, but Odinaka brushes it off. That night, Odinaka calls the woman he ran from earlier. He apologizes and explains he thought the man with her was a bodyguard. She laughs and tells him it was actually her husband. They agree to meet again. The next day, they meet. She tells Odinaka she just wanted to confirm she wasn't the cause of his problems. Now that she's sure, she's relieved and holds no grudge. After a warm chat, she leaves. 2 days later, Odinaka and Ugo go looking for Chidera. When Odinaka sees her, she's cold and rude. He gets upset and walks away, telling Ugo what happened. Back home, Chioma is cooking when Odinaka comes in. She tells him Ezine came looking for him. That night, Odinaka and Ezine chat over the phone, both smiling. Days go by, and they spend time together. Odinaka has clearly fallen in love again. But is this what he's supposed to be doing? Let's not judge yet. Keep watching to find out what happens next. The next day, Ugo visits Odinaka and is shocked to see Ezin there. He pulls Odinaka aside and expresses his disappointment. Instead of seeking forgiveness from all the women he hurt, Odinaka is enjoying himself with one. Meanwhile, we see Chidera, looking frustrated and depressed, preparing cassava flakes to eat. A little boy lies on the bed beside her. Her son? The next morning, Odinaka wakes up and drives Ezin home. On his way back, he runs into Chidera again. He offers her a ride, but she refuses, insulted by his tone. The following day, Odinaka is woken up by a phone call. He rushes outside, visibly upset. Chioma is surprised. Ugo visits and tries to console him, but Odinaka ignores Azin's incoming calls. That same day, Azin keeps calling, but he doesn't pick up. The next morning, an angry Azin storms into the house. Without waiting for Chioma to get Odinaka, she marches upstairs and confronts him. She's furious and reveals the shocking truth. "I'm pregnant." You should have seen the shock on his face. What will Odinaka do next? Will he step and take responsibility? Will he continue his quest for forgiveness? Or has he created a new chapter of drama? Don't go anywhere. Subscribe now and join us as we uncover the rest of this intriguing, emotional story, full of love, regret, and second chances. Later that day, Odinaka was with his friend, sharing what had happened earlier. As they were chatting, Chioma came in to inform him that the pastor had arrived to see him. The two friends went inside to meet him. The pastor told Odinaka he needed to make peace with the woman accusing him, as she was deeply hurt, and even heaven was not pleased with him. After delivering the message, the pastor left. Meanwhile, Azin, who had been nearby, overheard their conversation before quietly heading upstairs. The next morning, Odinaka went to Chidera's house, just as his friend advised, to ask for forgiveness. He told her he wanted a fresh start and tried to talk to her. Although Chidera was still angry, she told him to leave because her son would be home soon. Odinaka had no choice but to leave. Back home, Odinaka had a serious conversation with Azin about the pregnancy. He told her he wasn't ready to become a father, but Azin had made up her mind. She wasn't going to terminate the pregnancy. Upset by his attitude, she left angrily. 2 days later, Odinaka visited another woman he had hurt in the past. He sincerely apologized, and she forgave him. That same day, Azin returned to see Odinaka. She told him she had thought about everything he said. However, if he wanted her to terminate the pregnancy, he must send her 10 million naira before 4 p.m., or else she would report everything to her mother, which could force him to marry her. Then she left. Odinaka was devastated. He was so frustrated that when his phone rang, he ignored it. But when the person called again, he picked up, and upon hearing the voice, he stood up quickly and left. At Chidera's house, Odinaka came with food and medication for her sick child. Chidera thanked him sincerely. Odinaka then insisted they come over to his house for a few days so the boy could receive proper care. But Chidera declined, saying she would come later in the evening. Odinaka left. On his way out, he transferred the 10 million naira to Ezine. She was overjoyed and immediately called her friend, excited about how they would spend the money together. Moments later, she called Odinaka, but with a shocking revelation. She was never pregnant. Odinaka was furious and demanded she return the money, but she hung up on him. Back home, Odinaka received a message from the bank. The money transfer to Azin failed and was reversed back to his account. "Miracle no day tire Jesus," he exclaimed, overwhelmed with joy. He immediately called Azin to inform her. When she checked her phone and saw the message, she was devastated. Panicking, she rushed to Odinaka's house and began banging on his door, begging. But Odinaka wasn't having it. He called the police. By the time the police arrived, Ezine pretended to be someone else and quickly escaped the compound. Later that evening, Chidera and her son arrived at Odinaka's house, as she had promised earlier. Chioma welcomed them warmly and took them to their room. Odinaka, who was sitting in the living room, asked Chioma to fix them something to eat. That night, while Odinaka was in the kitchen, Chidera came in to return her plate. A heated argument broke out between them, leading to a life-changing confession from Chidera. "Junior is your son." Odinaka was completely shocked. Days passed, and Odinaka tried everything he could to get back in Chidera's good graces, but she kept ignoring him. Then one day, while she was in the kitchen, Odinaka entered. They stared at each other in silence, and then she finally hugged him. The following day, Odinaka returned from work and went straight to Chidera's room to give her something he had bought. They sat down, and he began to pour out his heart, sincerely apologizing for all the pain he caused her in the past. He then did something unexpected. He knelt down and proposed. Chidera finally said yes. The next morning, the pastor, Chioma, and friends were all gathered in the living room. There was joy, love, and unity as they all celebrated a new beginning. Everyone raised their glasses and cheered to love, peace, and second chances. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more captivating and emotional movies. Until we meet again, bye for now.